Hello everyone and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. I started making this and then got interrupted, so I'm going to try to start from scratch here. Uh, you'll notice looking around that things are a little bit different than last time. I did a little bit of, I guess you could call it landscaping. Uh, Cleared everything off so that things looked a little bit neater here. I have a ladder that I will show you later. I think you can also hear that we have visitors. Uh, Off camera, I actually went and built a mob spawning area. So we do have that now, which is kind of nice and at the same time, I guess a little bit annoying, but we'll deal with that in a second. Real quickly, we have cactuses, we have potatoes that I have been watering, carrots that I've been watering, and also some reeds. So we do have some other crops available. I also got grass seeds so that I can start making grass patches for animals to spawn. I got regular seeds, which means I can get my hands on wheat now. A zombie head, because why not have a zombie head? I also have a slightly different system for where to put items now, so you can see I have chests all over the place. I will eventually change it into an applied energistics system, but for now, that's what we have. Yeah, let me go and take you over here real quick, and hopefully not die. And I am unfortunately going to die. Luckily, I did get myself a couple of extra lives. I'm going to go ahead and close this door before something terrible happens. He definitely should have died with that last punch. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, a lot of things have been added, and I did unfortunately die there, but I didn't have a whole lot on me, so I don't think I lost much. I'm going to go ahead and put that back and make sure that I didn't miss anything in here. Looks like I did. Oh yeah, my piles and piles of carrot juice, definitely very useful. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to go ahead in here and grab this so that I at least have some form of attack, and I can actually repair this with cacti. So also, if you remember or if you've played this before, you know that one of the quests is getting some of the rotten flesh and bones, and you need 10 of each. And when I open this, I actually have 10 of each, just like I needed. So I am ready to jump into making a... Oh, and I lost the bows that I got from that one skeleton, which means I'll have to make my own, but that's okay. I am ready to complete that quest and also a few other things. I can start making machines, like I said, thanks to the rubber tree sapling. I went through and organized this a little bit, so these are all things that aren't in stacks of 4, so I can't make them, and then these are all the ones that have been completed and changed all the way to dust. Also yellowrium dust, because I did not know that Big Reactors was installed on this. Originally when I started playing it, I don't think it was, so that's kind of fun. And then I have a lot of our completed resources in here, and also a little bit more iron in there as well. So I'm going to eventually update the smelter, or upgrade the smelter a little bit more, but for now it is as good as it's going to be. But one thing else that I do want to do, I have all the resources that I need, save for I need 1 or 2 more bones, I think. I want to make a bone axe, which might not sound impressive, but it's very useful because it can two-shot zombies, and it also makes chopping down trees much easier, and it can be repaired easily by just killing a couple of skeletons. So since there's a lot of skeletons over there, and also a lot of creepers that I really don't feel like dealing with, I'm going to sleep so they all burn up, and then once they're all dead and the creepers and the spiders despawn, I will run in there to grab all of the parts and hopefully have enough to make what I need. You also notice that I have a lot of dirt. I've been spending some time taking trees and using shears on them to get rid of all the leaves and making lots of dirt blocks. So I'm ready to make myself 2 more fields. I want to make one on this side that uses the regular like wheat seeds, the original seeds. And then over on this side, I also acquired a melon seed. The other thing that I want to grab is a pumpkin seed at some point, and make a melon and a pumpkin patch on this side too. That way we have pretty much all the crops that we need from the actual game. And then there are mods for all of these hunger overhaul seeds that are available. You eventually need, now I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them. So there are ways to do that, and we'll get to that in a little bit as well. And the other thing that I want to do once I get some trees, because right now I don't have any, just the saplings, I want to come down here. I actually dropped a water source block right there where the light's shining through, and used that to kind of float down here, put a bunch of wood planks down, and then spiraled my way back up and changed it to a ladder. But now we can come down to a lower level, and I believe this is low enough that we can spawn squid down here if we have some water blocks available. And I also want to put some grassy patches down here for animals to spawn. I need to have them go this way because they need to be able to. The area needs to be able to see the sunlight. It needs to be the highest block in the area. So we're going to eventually do that, and let's go see if we have enough to make our bone saw. No, he still wasn't dead. Okay, looks like I see a couple of bones there, so let's just get rid of that creeper. Awesome. All kinds of bones, that's what we were looking for. Let's just go ahead and... I can never quite time it right with spiders. Okay, so we got plenty of stuff now. Need to once again do lots of inventory management. I always forget to do that. And we'll have to get rid of that at some point because I don't have any netherrack right now. And let's go ahead and make our bone axe. It sounds very impressive, so there is that. Okay, we get our bone tool rod, our bone axe, we get some extra bone meal. We can toss both of these back in there. And then I believe, yeah, there's the tool forge. Make an axe, this and this, and done. So you'll notice +4 attack for the pickaxe, or the pick of misfortune. This is +5. Doesn't sound like a very big difference, but it is actually very useful to have. Like this, the regular stone axe is only +4. This is actually about what the lots of swords will do. So very useful to have it like that. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can't get this rubber tree sapling to grow, because I do want to show. Can I hit the top of that? Yeah. I do want to show you what the rubber comes out as. You need to every time you break a block of rubber tree trunk, all of these here, they'll also drop a rubber, and you can cook the raw rubber into rubber bars, and then use the bars to make raw plastic, and then use that plastic to make lots of other fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab leaves, because in older patches you couldn't use these leaves for composting, but now you can. You can go ahead and grab some of these. It looks like I'm also getting a couple of saplings too, which is very helpful. And we can jump into making some machines here, probably next episode. It's actually very late for me right now. It's about 1:30 a.m., not p.m., so I'm going to be trying to cut this one somewhat short and sweet. We'll see. I tend to get sidetracked in Minecraft and play for hours on end without meaning to, but try to avoid that this time. The other thing that I can do after I'm done dropping all these guys in here is we can go ahead and complete the monster farming quest. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of these out because we're not going to run out of those. And quest book. Open this up, and where is it? There we go. Mary had a butcher shop. So manually submit each of those. We get a single-use safari net, quarter of a heart, a reward bag, and one of the 2 potion flasks. So I'm going to go with the first potion flask. And that was regeneration. Okay, so not super useful, but that's okay. Ooh, this is actually a greater reward bag, though, so this could be something cool. Or it could be fish jerky. So not really in a position where we really need food right now, but that's okay. We'll find a way to make it useful. I'll just toss those all in here for now, and leave this other piece of the heart in there as well. Actually, the flint is supposed to go somewhere else, and I'm just gonna do, without being too ridiculously boring, get a little bit more inventory management taken care of here. Like I said, I will eventually get an enemy network set up. I do have quite a bit of Certus quartz right now, but I will need to probably end up making a what's the word that I'm looking for? I'll end up needing to make more dust, which means I'll need to make a pulverizer of some kind. So that'll probably be something else that I look into here. What I'm going to do also is come down here and make what would be the beginning of an area here for animals. And I think I'm going to do, I know I want to make it about this wide, I guess, and then we'll make it a little bit, maybe a little bit longer this direction. So let's just go and do this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the sides with wood, and then put fence posts on top of that. That way I don't really waste any of the dirt, since it is still much rarer than logs. And once I have a decent sized area, actually, before we even have a decent sized area, we'll bring one grass seed down. I'm going to save the other one just in case I want to have grass up here as well. But all you have to do to get the grass to start growing is just plop the seed down. So that will spread on its own because it has sunlight visible. And jump back up here and see if we can't get a couple more trees growing so that we can make a bit of a bigger plot. And then I think the other thing that I'll try doing is actually bringing the safari net down there, and we'll see what happens with the safari net. I'm concerned that it might end up being catastrophic if it's something like a ghast, but it could be something fun too. It could be not pure evil. So we'll try that out. And what I may end up doing also is making myself a bow, because I have plenty of arrows, so I'll make a bow too. That way, just in case it is something that can fly and attack at the same time, I can kill it before it breaks the blocks underneath me and I fall to my death over and over. So we'll get these guys. Okay, we have a little bit more of that now. And yeah, we're getting more and more raw rubber too, which is helpful. So I'm going to duck back down here again. And I can actually speed up the process of this growing too with this. As long as there is one grass block, it basically just speeds up the process of it growing around. And you'll notice it also acts kind of as bone meal. So this blackberry bush just kind of spawned. which is kind of cool because now we have blackberries and we can nom on those as well. And I don't know if you can plant the blackberries, but they're pretty easy to get a hold of with the watering can. So let's keep going this way. All right. And the other thing that I want to do is I'm going to go and turn on F7 and see that, yes, there are plenty of places down here where angry mobs can spawn. So I'm going to jump up here, hopefully before it gets dark enough for them to spawn and sleep, and then I'm going to bring some torches down so that we can help light that up, because I do not want monsters spawning down there. Oh, apparently not quite night yet. Okay, well, while we're waiting on that, let me, well, I guess first get a little bit more wood, because we will need more of that. And shear these leaves. Unfortunately, the rubber leaves do not break super fast like these oak tree leaves do. So when I'm harvesting the oak tree leaves, it takes a lot longer, but that is a piece of cake, so that's kind of nice. Let me go ahead and I'm going to keep plopping down rubber tree saplings so that we have some more of that as well. And now, while we're thinking about it, let's go ahead and sleep. And okay, fresh start to the day. Doesn't look like anything spawned down there, which is good. Looks like we only had a creeper spawn in our actual monster spawner, so he's not going to die. I won't have to go out there to try to get anything. Go ahead and put all these in here. And donezo. Okay, so we have more of these. One thing that I will need to do, I guess, is set up one of these. I cleared all these guys out because I really didn't need them. I don't think I have any coal left, so I'll need to make torches the old-fashioned way with charcoal. Can we burn leaves? No, up here not. Okay. That's okay, though. We can burn saplings. We can toss these guys back in here. And, yeah, like I said, super concerned about actually using that, but I guess I don't have a whole lot of choice. So all those are burning up and turning into charcoal. Let's go ahead and get another couple trees. There we go, piece of cake. Alright. We'll actually need to change a couple of those into sticks as well. And 8 will be enough to get us started, so we'll just go ahead and toss those in there. Now maybe one more. Okay. So now let's drop down here. Okie doke. Problem solved. Alright, let's make it that wide. And we'll go out that far for now, I guess. And set up another torch right here. And water these guys so that they all grow up too. Come on, you. There we go. Spice leaf. There's all kinds of things like that that spawn with. I think it's the not the Harvest Craft mod, or the Hunger Overhaul mod, I believe. One of those few. But they just put so many different foods in there, and like almost a tech tree of foods, honestly, which is kind of cool to have. But I have never dealt much with it, so once we kind of get everything else started, that'll be something that I kind of look into using. But for now, I won't go hungry anymore, which is awesome. You know, this changing into carrot juice and getting, well, let's see, right now I'm holding none. Taking one of those gives me 7 So yeah, if I had just one of those, I wouldn't go hungry. So there's plenty to keep me satisfied for quite a while. Yeah, right now our main issue is just trying to get wood, honestly. But I think I will eventually build myself an orchard and have more than just 3 trees trying to grow at a time, because the way it's set up right now, it just takes a little bit too long. Okay, luckily oak logs produce more than the rubber tree logs, so we actually got 4 for each of those. I don't think this is quite wide enough. I'd like it to be just a little bit bigger. Also, for those of you that are a little bit OCD like me, I know that this is probably just destroying you right now to see me build with 2 different colored woods, and I do apologize for that, but I'm a little low on materials. So I'm just kind of making do with what I have, but I promise in the future I will be a little bit more prepared for actually building stuff, and we'll make it look not quite as absolutely horrendous as this is. Tell you what, before we end, let me go ahead and we will make a bow, and we will come down here and we will drop off this animal and see what it is. And if it is something safe, I will build a little pen around him so he can't run away or fall off the edge. And if it isn't something safe, then we will kill it with fire, or the bow, or the axe, whatever we end up actually needing to use. So let me go ahead and chop this down. We'll grab this and then make some fences. There we have a couple. And then with what's left, and no, apparently all the string that I have left, which is kind of a bummer, we'll go ahead and make ourselves a bow. And we have plenty of arrows, so we can come down here with our safari net and see what happens. Now, I don't know if it's timed or if the colors actually mean anything, but we're just going to give it a shot with what it is. I think I'll wait one more time to let it change colors once, then see what happens. Looks like it is an invisible bat. So that was essentially super useless. But that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and put those guys right there. And I think what I'll do is next time I'll go ahead and finish building these things up, and then there are actually ways for me to make at least a few animals. I know of a way to make chickens, and a way to make, well, honestly, a way that I could make sheep too, as long as I had enough string. But we'll get into that next time, and I'll show you some cool stuff with that if you haven't seen it before. So I think for now that's where I'm going to call it, and I'll do some harvesting, and I'll see if I can't set up these fields for next time as well, and we'll pick it up there. And I think our next quest could probably be, well, the pastoral life. That's what I was talking about here. You can make eggs. Actually, there are ways to do it. Getting rubbery is very easy for us to get into, so we'll be able to do that. I'm still waiting on getting emeralds in order to make the autonomous activator, so when I get those, we'll jump into that, and I'm still waiting to also get ancient spores to do this. So we'll get into a couple of these quests next time, and in the meantime, I will do a little bit of groundwork for getting some stuff set up, and maybe getting some stuff automated, since I do have most of what's required for that now. So I think that's it. Next episode is going to be Roar Pack, and then we'll jump back to this next time. So since I'm off tomorrow, we'll have some time to put out a little bit more content. So if anyone's been watching the series and appreciates it, leave a like or subscribe. I got my first subscriber sometime last week, so that was super exciting for me. If anyone else is interested in subscribing, I I write on your YouTube channel and say thank you. So if you'd appreciate that, I'd appreciate you. Bye.